Hi guys, and welcome to my channel.
Okay guys, that was my Valentine's decor. Hi guys!
Be your biggest fan. And when things are really tough and they're really rough,
Hi guys.
nothing's working,
Hi guys.
but there's something inside of you that says you just have to follow that. Because you don't know who you're going to be.
Hi guys, and welcome to or back to my channel. Hi guys, and welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Nina. Hi guys, and happy Easter. Hi guys, and welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Nina, and today is my first ever Q&A. Hi guys, and welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Nina, and welcome to my first Q&A. Hi guys, and welcome to or back to my channel. My name is Nina, and today I thought I would film my first Q&A. This is the third time I've done this, and it's been a long time since I made a video. I'm going to go into why, or at least a little bit. But this is going to be a long one. So I hope you have something nice to drink, maybe some snacks, or maybe you're doing the dishes. I love to listen to Q&As and kind of chat videos when I tidy my kitchen. So I'm just gonna jump right in, and this is not a question that you asked for my Q&A, but it is a question that many of you have asked lately, and that is, how am I doing? When am I coming back? So the last one, I hope now is when I come back, and I really want to commit to more videos, but as I will explain, it's kind of a bit out of my hands. I did do a small post on my community post, but I'm sure not all of you saw that. It's nothing dramatic, or at least not in the large scheme of things, but I have been struggling, as you know, with menopause, and it has gotten so bad. My brain fog is so bad that it feels like, at least from, not all the time, but a lot of the time, it has felt like someone else has moved into my head. It's the strangest feeling. And I'm struggling with finding the Norwegian words. I am Norwegian, living in Norway, so I don't speak English on a daily basis. So when I have problems finding words in Norwegian, you can just imagine how easy it is to find words in English. But today seems to be a good day, so fingers crossed this will be okay. Not a lot of A and M, and yeah. I will not catch you up right now on what I've been doing since I saw you last, but I will make a kind of catch-up video. So this is the Q&A I asked you a long time ago. I have asked you a couple of times, and I have not forgotten. I saved the questions I got. So I'm just going to jump right in. The first question is from Cheryl the Pearl, and she asks, what year did you move to your current home? And it was about, I think it was in 2005. We were living in Oslo, the capital of Norway. That's where I'm from, but my husband is not from exactly here, but this area. So we used his home. He was living in a small cabin when we got together. So we kept the cabin and used it as a cabin, and then we lived in my apartment in Oslo. And then we bought a horse, our first Frisian horse, Duko, and we were traveling back and forth every day, and then my husband and daughter said, let's move. It was a big decision for me, growing up in a large town. I had been a lot in the countryside growing up because we had a cabin on the other side of Oslo. So I think I was the most hesitant, but it was a good decision and I have not regretted doing it. So thank you so much, Cheryl, for the questions. If you've had several questions, I've tried to kind of group them together. So if you have more questions, they may come up later. Okay, so the second question is from Vintage Resale Mama 903. Thank you so much for the questions, and you have several questions. And the first one is, I would like to know more about all the buildings on your property. What are they? So instead of me just sitting here and explaining, let's take a walk and I'll show you. So I figured the easiest way to answer the question is to just walk around and tell you. This small house is not actually a house, it's the cleaning bit for the pond, which is there. It's some ugly plastic thing, so we wanted I asked my husband to build it like a house for ducks, and he did. So that's that. This small house is the winter home for the fish, and right now they are outside, but this is how it looks inside. So they have a warm and nice weather here in the winter, and we take them indoors about, I think, September. Now they are outside in the pond. And then moving on, this used to be the home for our bunnies. We had 2 bunnies, and this space was their kind of outdoor enclosure or their garden. So this was they had we divided it, and they had 1 side each and 2 floors, and inside it was about there, and then my daughter could go in there. She's afraid of mice, and there was a lot of mice there, so the bunnies didn't get a lot of attention. Of course, this is our house. And then this is, I think, the second house or construction my husband built. We used kind of cheap scrap materials we could find. It used to be my husband's garage, but now it is my storage for my decor. It's a mess right now, and we are not finished. We are going to do the floors, and yeah, but that's what this is. And it's actually 2 floors, and on the second floor, or on the loft, my husband has parts for the car. That's kind of a small shed for utilities. I forgot to say that, oh sorry, the bunny house is now also for garden supplies and yeah, the garden decor in winter and that sort of thing. So this is the old garage from the front. This is what we did, was it last fall I think? Remove the garage door and put in windows. That's the loft. I think there's a Christmas star in the window still with lights on still. It's so hard to get to, and I'm sorry for the garden, it's not in the best shape right now, but this is alongside the where I have my decor. That's a small shed again where my husband has his motorcycle parts, I think. And then to the back garden. This used to be very neat and tidy, and then we had to dig up the whole thing, and we kind of just, yeah, grew tired of or never got to kind of tidy it up again, but we are working on it now. This is our stable. So that's where the horses live. There are room for 3 horses in the stable. We only have 2 now, but we used to have 3. That's where we have the hay. And all along here we have storage. We have garden furniture and things like that, building materials. Yeah. And of course we have built everything ourselves. I can show you the stable too. Is a mess right now. This is yeah, so that's the stable. And I don't know if you want to see, it's not a lot to see, but I can show you. So it's late in the year, so we don't have a lot of hay right now, but this is where we keep the hay. And then there's a big kind of hole in the ceiling, and that's where we keep a lot of junk. And a lot of things that's not junk. And then this is the back of the house. This is our kind of orchard or fruit garden, apples and yeah, blackcurrant, red currant, that kind of thing. This is the house from the, we did some repairs many years ago, so I started to paint. I'm not done. But this is kind of how long the house is, and we have storage all along here as well. We have a lot of storage, and we have a cellar underneath part of the house. This is the only building we have not built ourselves. This is my husband's garage, and when I'm talking to you in this video, I'm in my crafting room, and that's up there. All of this is my crafting room. And then we have a small enclosure for the horses. We rent part, what is it called? It's called pastures from a neighbor. This is where we used to have our wagons, where I think my husband now have his bikes, yeah, and some parts, and yeah, we have still a lot of areas that's a bit messy, but that's what we are working on right now. So that's our whole property. It's not a big property. I think it's about 1,800 square meters. So it's very small, but I think we have gotten a lot of things, and most people are wondering where we keep the horses, because when you look at it from the front, it's difficult to know that there's a big barn or stable in the back of the house. This little house, that's our water. So that's where we have drilled for water, and the water pump is down there. Yeah, I think that was everything. Okay, so that was our property. As you see, I think we have gotten a lot out of a very small space. You also asked, do you live on a farm? I guess I have answered that already. It's not a farm. Some may call it a small farm, but yeah, it's not. It's just a cabin with 2,000 square meters plot. I think that's the correct way to say it. Okay, the next question is from Milm Apple Tree 279. I hope I'm saying this right. And one of your questions is, I've always wondered how long does it take you to reach civilization? I know that I talk like we're far from civilization sometimes, and we're not. We're about 30 minutes from the capital of Norway, and then we have a lot of small towns nearby. So to the nearest mall it takes us about 10 to 15 minutes, I think. As I said, 30 minutes to Oslo and about 20 minutes to several other towns. So that is what I love about this place. It's really in the countryside, but it's also near the sea. I think it's where I'm sitting now, just a little over, if I would go by air, it would be only about a little over 100 meters, and I would be in the Oslofjord. So it's near the sea, and at the same time it's near a lot of other places. So we really enjoy living here. Then there are some questions about the garden. Cheryl de Pearl, you also ask, do you preserve any of your vegetables to enjoy over the rough winters? And we do. I have a small vegetable garden, and I don't get a lot of vegetables. It's hard to grow vegetables in Norway because the weather can be very rough even in summer. Like this summer we had a very warm and dry period in the spring and early summer, and then we had a cold period, and then after that we've had a lot of rain. Not like you usually see in Norway. It's very hot and a lot of rain and then sun, so it has felt like a rainforest. And then it's difficult to grow things. So this year we got some potatoes. We eat them fairly fast, so I just put them in the fridge. My neighbors got a lot more and they put theirs in buckets with just these crates or these boxes, I think, and set them outside, at least now until it gets colder. I don't preserve them, I just try to keep them well as long as I can. I got some carrots, the peas I ate right away. I will get some cucumbers and those two I will eat right away, and a little salad and cabbage. And I think the only thing I kind of preserve is, let me see, black currant. I make jam and it's so good. I also eat a lot of red currant with vanilla sauce on. I don't know if that's anybody else likes that. It's very sour, but I love it. And I have a lot of apples. This year it's a lot of apples and a lot of plums, but we just eat them. I sometimes make apple cake and put some in the freezer. My mom made a lot of apple jam, but nobody ate it from the apples. So I've tried, I made different kind of jam also from the plums, but nobody's eating it. So but the black currant we have been eating, so at least that I will be making and hopefully taking you along. Yeah, I hope that answered your question. Then there's a question from Kelly Q 8132. Hi Kelly, thank you so much for the question. You start this with Happy New Year. So this is how long I have been preparing for this Q&A. But your question was far back, and I hope you see this. Are you planning any changes to your home or garden this year? And I think that also goes a bit into why I have not been uploading, because we have been in kind of a strange place, both my husband and I. The weather have been strange. I have been struggling with my issues, and my in-laws are getting very old, and yeah, I'm sure a lot of you know how that is when the kind of roles kind of change, and they have been needing us. So we are the kind of people that always have a lot of plans. If there's one thing we are never short of, it is inspiration and plans, or inspiration maybe, but not plans. We cannot build anymore. We have planned to build on the house. We've had that for several years. We're going to kind of switch around inside the house. So where the kitchen is now is going to be the part of our living room, and the kitchen is going to be where the living room is now. And then we're going to do our last build on. So this is where the kitchen is now. So we are going to take down this wall and make all this the living room. And that's the living room right now, and that is going to become our new kitchen. When we have done that, we are not allowed to build anymore. In Norway, it's like you have this kind of percentage of the space you have that you are allowed to build on, and we are reaching that now. So and I have to say that I'm not sad about that, because we have been building things, home, cabins, whatever, for 25 years. So I'm kind of feeling it, and I think my husband is too. We are not getting any younger. But that's the plan with the house. And with the garden, I always have plans. And you know how it is, but inspiration finds you working, as I think it was Picasso who said that. And that's how I am with the garden. When we start one project in the garden, it often inspires other projects. So nothing kind of concrete right now. I want to do something on the lawn, make a path on the lawn. I want to do something with my flower beds, but not this year. It's already August, and we've had to do this kind of boring stuff that's not suitable for videos. My husband I have done or finished my craft room where I am now. I have the most beautiful crafting room. It is for sure my happy place. And I think I have the cutest crafting room ever. At least I think so. So this is my little getaway cave. I love the energy here. I just love this room. This is where I sit, and there is my partner in crime. Just love it. And I've gotten a TV. That was my birthday present from my husband, so now I can follow tutorials when I'm up here. I've gotten a new heater, and so the temperature is nice. Had to move my other companion up here, Voldemort with Nagini. Yeah, just love my craft room. And this is where I right now are spending most of my time painting at the moment. And then we have done a little bit of gardening, and but mostly maintenance, and yeah, a lot of boring stuff. But yeah, that was not a good answer to the question. But yeah, we always have plans, but nothing I can kind of put my finger on or tell you right now, other except from what I said with the house. And I don't know when we're going to start that. Then there are some questions about my hobbies and about decor, which is one of my hobbies. And Octavia Mead, I hope that's the way you pronounce your name. Thank you so much for the question, Octavia. You ask, have you ever taken any extra schooling for your hobbies, or are they just things you have picked up on in your lifetime? And I have no schooling in any of my hobbies, except for I have some courses in cake decorating. I took those many years ago, and I think that's the only kind of of schooling or education I have, at least when it comes to my creative skills, or yeah. But I've always loved doing crafts, painting, drawing. I've never thought I've been any good, or yeah, I think I compare myself to really, really talented people, and that drives me to get better, but it also, I think, keeps me less confident that I maybe should be. But yeah, I am right now considering if I should take the Milan Art Institute master program. It's a year education in painting. It's a lot of money, and it's online. If any of you have taken it, please, please, please tell me what you thought of it. But that is one thing I'm kind of considering. I was good in creative stuff, and also in math and the kind of typical school stuff. And of course, growing up in the 60s, 70s, crafting was not considered. It was just play. So when I actually wanted to be a pop star. That was my dream. Or something creative. But the grown-ups wanted me to be a doctor or something like that. So yeah, I didn't pursue any of those interests, and I don't know if I think that I should have, because it's not easy to make your hobby your work, because then it's no longer your hobby. So yeah, I'm a squirrel. I hope that answered your question. And then there's some more question from Milm Apple Tree. Milm Apple Tree 279. And you ask, how is your watercolor journey coming along? And I'm so happy you asked. So just let me show you. I am still just playing and practicing my technique. This is where I started. I think this is my second attempt ever on using my watercolors. This is what I did last year. I made this kind of memory book, painting what we did when we were on vacation. So here I took photos and painted from the photos. Good practice, but as you can see, I need to practice everything: color, proportions, yeah, a lot. But as I said earlier, I thought that I could see some progress. This is actually my first sketchbook ever that I have finished. And that's, I thought this was, I was supposed to do the same this year, but we haven't done as much. This is from things I found on Pinterest. Yeah, our home, and yeah, and I'm sure a lot of you are painting too, so you can see that some of them, like this one, I like, and this one, but others, yeah, I don't, but that's okay too. Yeah, so that was my first sketchbook, and then this year I have gone a bit of a different way. I am kind of practicing on things I can find, mostly Pinterest. Some are okay, like this I do not like. Yeah, I think I think at least I can see some progress, and that's, I like that. But of course I wish I could. My grandson asked if I had been painting myself. So then I tried to paint my husband. So you can see it's a big difference when I paint from something that others have painted. And this is from a photo I took of him. This is, I'm not pleased with this. What I am pleased with is that it looks like him a bit. And again, this is our furry grandson Max. I do not like that, but this I think, and again all these are Pinterest. I love this one. Yeah, that's okay, I think. Yeah, so that is my sketchbooks. These are actually my first paintings, or almost my first paintings. It's acrylic with a little bit of oil. I don't know, just trying to play again. I have hung some of a lot of this is my grandson's. A lot of these are copies of things. Yeah, just me playing around, as you can see. And these are a couple of my latest paintings. Just practicing, trying different styles, and yeah, it's so much fun. These are actually the first paintings I've ever done. They are oil paintings of my daughter. They are not good, but I think it's fun to have so I can compare. The day I become a great big artist. Well, that was a look into how I am doing on the watercolor journey. I think this journey, not only the watercolors, but painting and drawing in general, will be something I will do a lot more of. And I think also my channel will feature this a lot more. So I'm hoping that I have some artist subscribers out there that will enjoy that. So I think it's fun to see. I have been enjoying being new, kind of giving giving myself permission to be green, be new at something, and not putting a lot of pressure on myself, just playing. I know that sounds strange, but I'm a perfectionist, and art is a lot like how you are in your art is a lot like how you are in life. And I have always been a perfectionist and setting myself very high goals. And I have been very result orientated and kind of not stopped and smelled the roses during the journey. So I am kind of training myself to do that, and it has been a really good. So if you want to get to know yourself, and if there are things you would like to change about yourself, art is a very good place to start. And you also ask, you mentioned before how expensive it is to buy decor. Let me see. You mentioned before how expensive it is to buy decor, as well as being difficult to find. Where do you purchase decor? And the short answer to that is that I purchase decor anywhere I can find it. And when I say it's expensive, I think right now decor is expensive no matter where you live. I think the difference between Norway and the US or the UK is that we are such a small country. We only are about, I think, 5.5 million people, stretched out. So it's hard to get kind of different kind of, you know, this niche. Is it called niche in English? I think that these small boutiques and shops that do different styles, and so there is not as much to choose from. That is one thing. Then the other thing is that it is expensive, but I know that the core full price in the US is also expensive, and especially if you want good quality. I think where you are more lucky is that when there is sale, when you have sale, it's kind of 50, 70, 90% off. That is very rare in Norway. It's common to have 20-30% off, and when it's expensive, 20-30%, it doesn't help that much. And I used to buy at a store called Nille, but they have also gotten so expensive, and they have also changed their style. So I'm always on the lookout for beautiful decor, and I could buy these days. It's easy to buy online, but it's ridiculous expensive to buy from another country because there are so much taxes, and yeah, you have to pay a lot to get the decor to Norway, both in shipping but also in taxes. So yeah, when I do that, and I usually don't do that with decor, I usually do that with clothing. It has to be something very special that I am willing to pay almost the double of the price it usually ends up being. So yeah, I hope that answered your question. And when I talk about decor, I have to say at the same time, this channel, I started this channel when I was kind of on a high when it comes to decorating. Right now I have kind of just lost interest. I know that you probably can recognize the feeling. It's how we feel about a lot of creative things. And I have mentioned before that I want to take my channel in a bit of another direction. I will do decor, I will always do decor, but I want to, and I have made a lot of decor. I love that. Crafting is kind of very near to my heart, so the making of the decor I love, but I have not the means anymore to buy a lot of decor. And when you have a YouTube channel and you do different decor for every season, every year, it gets a lot, and you have to store it someplace, and yeah, so I have to kind of figure that out. Yeah, okay. Then I have some questions about us, my husband and I, and Sandra Tagaban, I have no idea how you say your last name, but Sandra 5541. Hi Sandra, thank you so much for the question. You asked, have you ever worked outside of the home? And the answer is yes. Most of the time, most of my grown life, I have either been working outside the home, or I have been educating myself. I am a social worker. I have a bachelor degree in social work, and I worked many years as a social worker, and I worked with people with drug abuse problems and psychiatry, or mentally ill people. I loved it, but it's very hard. I worked with kind of the toughest cases, so it's very, very rewarding. I think what I took away from that is just the awe of how people who have seen so much pain and suffering, how they can be so loving and giving, and yeah, but it's hard. So when I had done that for several years, and I became a leader, or what do you say in English? Do you say leader or a boss? Yeah. Just 1.5 years after I graduated. It was really fun, but I had a lot of responsibility, and as I said, it was a very sweet and loving but rough crowd. So I wanted to work with youth, so I took a degree in teaching. So I'm also a teacher, high school teacher, and I taught for several years. And all the time I have been struggling with my health, and then yeah, it's a long story, but about, I think now about 5 years ago, I had to stop working. was hoping I would go back, and I may, but I had to kind of, for my own sake, make a decision for right now, and right now I am retired. So if I ever go back, I don't know. I have to have a lot to do. I'm that kind of a person, but yeah, we'll see, we'll see. But yes, I've been, most of my grown life, I've been working outside of the home. And then Cheryl the Pearl, 827. How many years have you been married, and can you share some wedding photos? My husband and I got married in 2002. Yes, so we have been married 22 years this summer. We actually met at school. We took our high school diplomas again as grown-ups to get into some colleges that we wanted to get into. So that's where we met, and yeah. I will show you some wedding photos. We had a beautiful wedding, very traditional. I loved it, but I did not love how I looked. Yeah, but it was a beautiful, beautiful wedding. I think that was all the questions. I have a couple of requests. One is from Gail Elizabeth, England, 7853. Hi Gail Elizabeth, and you say, I would love to see more about how you care for your horses and simply know more about your lifestyle. Videos don't have to be about special things you do, just everyday life is interesting too. In some ways we are also similar, but can always learn from each other. I am so, you are so right, Gail Elizabeth. And I think that is how I am going to, I have been doing that. I have been doing a lot of vlogs, and that I think that will become my main videos going forward. And I'll see when and how much decorating I will be doing. I will be doing it, but yeah. I hope you guys like vlogs. I love vlogs. Yeah. And then of course I will be doing some videos that are only decor, but I think I will also start doing some kind of art videos. And for those of you who want to kind of follow my journey when it comes to, if not becoming an artist, at least learn more about art, I hope many of you will enjoy that as well. And I will of course show more of my horses as well if you want. They are very old ladies. They are 24 and they are retired, so they are a bit boring. They are costing us a lot of money and work. We love them, but we don't use them anymore for riding or anything. We are talking about maybe we should, but yeah, you'll see. If so, I will take you along. And the last request is from Denise Davis 949. Hello Denise, and thank you so much for the question. And you say, can I request more crafting, as I too love crafting? And the answer is yes. Yes. I love crafting. and that is, I think that is one of the main reasons I started my YouTube channel, because when I have the channel and I have to make videos, I take time to do crafting, and that's important because I love it. So yes, I think you will see more of that. Okay guys, if you have any more questions, don't hesitate to ask. I will answer them in upcoming videos. I cross my fingers and hope that this is me kind of resetting as most of you, because I know the age and yeah, of my followers or viewers, and a lot of you are ladies my age, so you know how at least 1/3 of you because that's how many that have kind of severe symptoms of menopause. You know how this is. I feel, as the caption said, I'm okay, but I'm not the same. But I'm determined to make the change a good one. I know that my body is, there are a lot of things happening that will never get better, but at the same time I hope at least this brain fog and some of the pain I have will go away, and that I will, if I could do what I wanted, I would make a video a week, but I know that that's not realistic right now. So at least a video a month or a video every other week. That is what I will try, and hopefully I can do even more. If you haven't subscribed, I would love for you to do so. Please hit the like button or the thumbs up if you like the video. If you are subscribed, it's important to also hit the bell and all, so you will be notified. I know that, and especially now that I've been gone for a while, YouTube is kind of not nice about that, so it will be punishing me, not helping me to get my videos out, so that's especially important now. Thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful week, a wonderful rest of the summer, and I will be seeing you, I hope, very soon. Bye guys!